I'm 15 years old, and this guy, however old he is, 26, he pulls a gun, he didn't even shoot me. So that tells you how tough he is. He pulls a gun on me and didn't even shoot me. If I pulled one on him, God knows, them bullets are not going in the air.
Mike Tyson, the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history, and a figure surrounded by controversies outside the ring. But behind his meteoric rise lies a darker chapter. A moment when Mike's early mentor, Teddy Atlas, pulled a loaded weapon on a 15-year-old Tyson. How did this shocking event shape their lives forever? Watch till the end to uncover the truth. Welcome to Back to Boxing. To understand the infamous altercation between Tyson and Atlas, we need to take a journey back in time. Mike Tyson was born on June 30th, 1966, in Brownsville, Brooklyn, one of the toughest neighborhoods in New York City. Raised in a poor and chaotic environment, Tyson's childhood was marked by violence and instability. His father abandoned the family early on, leaving his mother, Lorna Mae Smith, to raise him and his siblings. By the age of 13, Tyson had been arrested over 30 times. His troubled youth seemed to be leading him toward a bleak and hopeless future, until fate intervened. When Tyson met Cus D'Amato, everything changed. Cus wasn't just a trainer, he became a father figure, offering Tyson the discipline, structure, and emotional support he had never known. D'Amato saw in Tyson the potential to become a world champion and instilled in him the importance of mental toughness and the psychological warfare of boxing. It was during this transformative period under D'Amato's guidance that Tyson met Teddy Atlas, Cus's trusted assistant trainer. Atlas was deeply involved in shaping Tyson's early career, focusing on honing his skills and keeping him disciplined. Initially, Atlas and Tyson had a strong bond. Teddy Atlas wasn't just a trainer, he was a mentor, a protector, and in some ways, another father figure. He lived by a strict code of ethics and demanded respect, both inside and outside the ring. However, Tyson's troubled past often clashed with this discipline. At times, Tyson would even steal money from Teddy's wallet. These habits didn't vanish overnight, just because he started to see success. Tyson needed money to support his bad habits, like buying weed. Teddy would confront Cus, accusing Tyson, saying, "It has to be him." But Cus, always protective of Mike, would firmly reply, "It's not him." Teddy Atlas, known for his strict and no-nonsense approach, once punished a young Mike Tyson for showing up late to training by making him run for hours, even as darkness fell. After the grueling session, a visibly exhausted Tyson confessed to Teddy that he had been distracted by some kids teasing him about his lisp and high-pitched voice. Teddy, with his characteristic blend of sternness and care, sat Mike down and gave him a heartfelt talk. He explained that the ring was a place where Mike could command respect, where it didn't matter what anyone thought outside of it. That moment stuck with Tyson. From then on, he began channeling his frustrations into training, slowly building the persona of the unstoppable fighter who would later terrify opponents with his intensity. But behind the scenes, tension was building between Cus D'Amato and Teddy Atlas. The two were constantly at odds over money. Teddy had recently married into a family that Cus was deeply suspicious of, and when Teddy needed financial help, Cus barely gave him anything. Teddy was struggling. He wanted Tyson to turn professional so he could earn a share of the purses, but turning pro wasn't part of Cus's plan at the time. It became common knowledge that Teddy intended to leave Cus, and he wanted to take Tyson with him. However, Tyson was fiercely loyal to Cus, believing there was no way he would ever leave his mentor, or so he thought. Then, an incident occurred that changed everything. Mike Tyson had known Teddy's sisters-in-law long before Teddy did. They had all gone to school together and were on friendly terms. Sometimes, the girls would flirt with him, though nothing inappropriate ever happened, until one day when Tyson made a foolish mistake. While hanging out with Teddy's 12-year-old sister-in-law, Tyson playfully grabbed her inappropriately. He didn't mean to harm or offend her. It was an impulsive, thoughtless act. Having spent so much time in the gym, Tyson lacked social skills and didn't fully grasp the gravity of his actions. The moment it happened, he instantly regretted it. Though the girl didn't say anything, Tyson could tell she was deeply uncomfortable. When Teddy Atlas learned about the incident, he was furious. He felt betrayed, not just by Tyson, but by his own judgment. Teddy had invested so much trust in this young fighter, and now that trust was shattered. That evening, Tyson's sparring partner drove him to the gym for a training session with Teddy. As Tyson stepped out of the car, he saw Teddy waiting outside, his face burning with rage. "Come here! I want to talk to you," Teddy said, his voice cold and stern. Tyson, sensing something was wrong, cautiously approached. Suddenly, Teddy pulled out a gun and pressed it to Tyson's head. "Don't you ever lay a hand on my sister-in-law!" Teddy shouted. Then, to drive the point home, Teddy fired the gun into the air. The deafening sound left Tyson momentarily disoriented. For a moment, he thought his ear had been shot. Before anything else could happen, Teddy turned and fled. It made sense. After all, the gym was located above a police station. This wasn't just a dramatic moment. It was a turning point. Tyson's relationship with Teddy Atlas was over, and the fallout would haunt them both for years to come. After the incident, Atlas was effectively removed from Tyson's life. Cus D'Amato, ever the visionary, chose to continue working with Tyson, believing the young fighter was destined for greatness. But the incident left a deep scar on both men. Whenever Teddy Atlas recounts this infamous moment, he often portrays it as if he had completely intimidated Mike Tyson. The truth, however, is more complex. For Tyson, this wasn't the first time someone had held a weapon to his head, but that didn't mean he wasn't shaken. He wasn't taunting Teddy or daring him to act. He was genuinely nervous. The aftermath of the gunshot left Tyson temporarily deafened. It took time for his hearing to return, but more than the physical shock, what weighed on Tyson's mind was regret. He knew he had made a terrible mistake, one that had irreparably damaged a relationship he had truly valued. Tyson had a deep respect for Teddy. Atlas had been there from the very beginning, teaching him how to fight, instilling discipline, and playing a critical role in shaping his early career. Tyson later admitted that he was angry at the time, angry enough to vent to others about wanting to get back at Teddy. But deep down, Tyson was never the kind of person who would harm someone he cared about. Despite the rift, Tyson's appreciation for what Teddy had done for him remained intact. Tyson went on to become the youngest heavyweight champion in history. His raw power and aggressive style captivated the world. But behind the scenes, the grudge between him and Atlas lingered. For years, Atlas spoke openly about the incident, criticizing Tyson's character and decisions. Teddy Atlas never held back when it came to his feelings about Tyson. In interviews, he referred to him as a phony and accused him of being a bully. Meanwhile, Tyson rarely addressed the issue, choosing instead to focus on his boxing career and the chaos in his personal life. It wasn't until years later that Tyson and Atlas would cross paths again. Both men had changed. Tyson, now retired, was trying to rebuild his life, and Atlas had become a respected commentator and trainer. In a surprising turn of events, the two men met on live television in 2013. The tension was palpable, but so was the sincerity. On air, Tyson apologized to Atlas. It wasn't rehearsed, it wasn't scripted. For the first time, the world witnessed a glimpse of closure between the two. Atlas accepted the apology, but in true Teddy fashion, didn't sugarcoat his feelings. He acknowledged the moment as an important step, but remained true to his integrity, as he always had. Today, the feud between Tyson and Atlas stands as a powerful reminder of the complexities of mentorship and redemption. It's a story of two flawed men who, in their own ways, found closure after decades of bitterness. The relationship between Mike Tyson and Teddy Atlas was built on trust, shattered by betrayal, and ultimately mended by time. It's a chapter of boxing history that goes beyond the ring, revealing the raw humanity behind the legends. Let us know in the comments, what's your take on this incredible story? And if you enjoyed this deep dive into boxing history, please subscribe and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Your support means the world to us.